Okay. Where do we stop before you guys say you will not see my screen? Where do we stop before you guys say you will not see my screen? Okay, let me analyze the matic. Somebody said matic. Okay. Let me analyze matic. Please join on the screen. Okay, so I said go to the highest time frame. So we start on the daily time frame on matic. We start on the daily time frame on matic. Now, when you get to this daily time frame, you can see some support and resistance clearly shown from this chart alone. So the first support and resistance is at this level, at this point. You can see the price came here, bounced off, came here, bounced off. You can see at this bottom level, the price came here, bounced off, came here, bounced off, came here, bounced off. So this place would be our support. We draw a line there, right? This place will be our support, draw a line here. Now this place will be our resistance because the price is rejecting at that price. We draw a line there again, right? So when we draw a line there, come here again, you can see the price came up here, rejected, came up here again. So this place will be our support because the price rejected there. This place will be our resistance again. Now after drawing that, you can see the price came up all the way here, rejected, came down here, went down. You can see this, there are support and resistance here, but it's too clumsy. So I'm going to use a smaller time frame. Let me use the 4 hours to see it clearer and better. So as I change it to 4 hours, you can see clearly this is a support. This place is a support, a valid support. So you draw your line there. Now this place is a valid resistance. Draw it there. This place is also a resistance. And this place too is a resistance. Can you see now? The price came here, bounced off, came here. This place was support and resistance, support, resistance, support. When you broke it, it fell down again to test the support. Broke it again. The resistance now turned to support at this area. The resistance turned to support at this area. Came here, resistance, support, resistance, support, resistance, support, like that, like that, like that. So this is horizontal resistance and support. Very, very easy to draw. Just take the highest spike, the highest point that are similar. You can see the price came into this point. It touched the point here again, touched the point here again, again and again. So this place is going to be our resistance. For support, the price came here, touched this point, touched this point, touched this point. It touched like 4 or 5 times. So that place is a valid support. I hope you guys understand this horizontal support and resistance. This one is not supposed to be hard. Horizontal support and resistance is not supposed to be hard, right? It's the simplest. Do you understand horizontal support and resistance? So you can move to the next type of resistance. Okay, since you understand this one, let's move to the next type of resistance. So I'll delete all the lines here. Am I recording this? Okay. So let's go to, yeah, don't worry, it's my network. It's usually loud sometimes. Just listen to what I'm saying so you understand. Now, since you've understood horizontal support and resistance, the next type of resistance is your trend line support and resistance, right? You know, I told you that your trend line, any line that is not horizontal is called your, any line that is not horizontal is called your trend line support. So this, assuming this is a horizontal line, even though the line just goes like this is a trend line support because it's not horizontal, right? So any line that is not, sometimes you see if I send a chart to the group, a chart, maybe I say watch along this coin, you see that I actually draw lines. Sometimes you see trend line on my chart, sometimes you see support and resistance line on my chart. That is how I come about all these lines I draw, right? These are trend line. I'm drawing trend lines to act as support and resistance. So let's draw our first trend line. So you can see this should be a trend line. You can see the coin is respecting this area. So let's draw a trend line. Now come here. draw a trend line like this. So you can see that the price came here, touch this trend line, came here again, try to touch this trend line, touch it again, touch it again, touch it again, touch it again. You can see that this is a valid trend line. Can you see? This is the resistance. It's actually the resistance. Now, if this coin should, if Matic should break out of this this thing, let's assume maybe a huge volume just come, and Matic should break out. If Matic just break out like this, once he break out, Matic will still going to come here and test it. So don't support. Matic will come here and test, touch this trend line again. Let's now go up. Can you see? If Matic should come out and break this trend line, it will still come back and touch this trend line. You know, I told you that resistance will act as a support. So this resistance will now act as a support for Matic before it will now fly up. The reason why it will fly up is because of at every time a support is formed, there's always buying pressure. So when this Matic goes up and it comes down here, most of those retail traders, this way they'll be buying. And then they'll be longing the coin. They'll now buy at this point and long the coin. The coin will now go up. So that pressure, the too much buy pressure that people are buying at this point of support is what to push the price higher. Do you understand? So this trend line resistance is going to act as support if Matic should break out of it. So if Matic should break out of this trend line, you can buy the coin or long the coin at this area, right? You can long the coin at this area. So since I've drawn this trend line, I'm going to be watching this Matic too. So once it breaks out of here, I'll be looking to long the coin. So when I long the coin, I'm longing at support. So when I long Matic at this point, if it breaks out and touches again, I'll never long. Then I'm now going to sell at resistance. Now I told you that long at support, sell at resistance. So I'm going to draw my resistance here again. If I should long Matic when it breaks out, my profit is going to be my TP1 will be the first resistance. So my TP1 is going to be like approximately 10 to 12% gain. If you use 5x leverage, that's 50% gain, right? So if you long at support, sell at resistance. So that's why I really come and say, okay, long BND at this price. This is your TP1, 350, TP2, 360. So how I'm calling about those TP1 and TP2 is I'm looking at the resistance. So this first resistance will be my TP1. The second resistance will be my TP2. If you come here, you draw a second resistance at this point. This will be our TP2. This will be our TP2. Our TP3 will now be somewhere here. Now come here and draw our TP3. Our TP4 will be here. You come here. And our last TP will be here. So that's why I usually come about all these TP1. If Matic come here, TP1, TP2, take profit 2, take profit 3, take profit 4. Can you see? So at every resistance, the price is going to retrace. If Matic comes to resistance, it will come down small. If it breaks past resistance, it will go to the next available resistance and it will come down again. When it comes to resistance again, it will break down. So that's how I get about all these TP1, TP2, TP3, TP4. Following what? Just simple trend line resistance and horizontal resistance and support. Resistance and support is the basics. You need to know these basics and master it very, very well. Even without drawing your trend line, you should just see the support. If someone just give you this chart like this, okay, what can you see here? You could just see clearly this is a trend line resistance, and you just see clearly that this is a clear support. Without even drawing lines, you just see it clearly. You see? Are you guys, the network is bad or what? That the network? Okay, today will be the last class I'll record, Sha. I'll send the recording to the Telegram channel. Today will be the last class I'll record. So you guys, because you guys are complaining that the network is slow and it's in a downtrend already. I'm just saying, yes, of course, it will go down, but it's acting as a support. This trend line is acting as a resistance. Okay. Bob said since it is a downtrend, it's supposed to go down. Look at now, for example, let me draw my trend line. Let me draw that trend line again. Overall trend, of course, the overall trend is bearish. You can see that from 24th of May, the trend has been bearish. It's still going down, right? It's still going down, and it has formed this resistance. The trend is bearish, right? From here, it's just going down, forming lower highs and lower lows, right? The higher is going down, lower. Can you see? Now, but if Matic just come out from nowhere and break out of this trend line, boom, with a huge, maybe engulfing candle. If you see an engulfing candle, look at, do you know what an engulfing candle is? I've explained it before. Engulfing candle are very, very high bullish candles. Look at this candle now. This is an engulfing candle. This is an engulfing candle because once the candle just forms, boom, it's going to be high buying pressure to push the price very, very high. So if an engulfing candle should form here, there will be a break in trend. So the trend is not going to be bearish again. So an engulfing candle should just come here and maybe form like this, boom. But an engulfing candle should just form like this. If you see a candle like this, it's going to change. It's not going to be bearish again because this candle has broken the structure. So instead of it to be going down, this candle just came and formed like this, boom. That's a trend reversal. So it's going to reverse from bearish. The trend is going to reverse from bearish to start flipping what's bullish. Can you see? The trend is going to reverse from bearish. Once this candle form, it's going to turn bullish. Can you see? So that's basically how. Don't worry, as I'm advancing, I'll explain all this. It's very, very easy. So the basis is to understand support and resistance. You understand support and resistance and candlestick. You know, I told you that engulfing, I draw that engulfing here. Once you understand candlestick patterns and support and resistance, trust me, you'll be very, very good in analyzing charts. I mean, you'll be very, very, very good in analyzing charts. Very good. So just master the support, resistance, and trend line. Master those and candlestick patterns. Master them very, very well. Keep practicing, keep practicing. Open your trading view chart. Practice, draw lines, analyze candlestick, and see how they are reacting to price, right? Morning star candlestick, bullish engulfing, bearish engulfing, analyze all those things. I sent some PDF to the group. I know most of you have never read that PDF finish, right? I know most of you have not read that PDF finish. So once you analyze, just draw your lines like this, even without anybody saying, if you are seeing all those people that say, you are thinking maybe technical analysis is hard. It's not hard. It's not hard at all. It's very, very easy. And it's very, very sweet because you can see everything that's going on in the market. You can even know what's going to happen, right? So if you understand this support and resistance here, you know that, okay, for example, now, if Matic failed to break this line, it's going to fall back a bit. You now see that since it's falling back, it's going to go to the nearest support. So you can see that this point is a support. This point acted as a support. And it's also acted as a support at this point, right? So you now see that, okay, for example, if Matic, let me go to the 1 hour. You now see that, okay, if Matic fails to break out of this space, it's going to fall back down, Abby. You now see that the nearest support is where at this point. This is the nearest support because the price came here. This support acted as resistance at this point. It acted as support at this point. If you go back to the timeline, you can see that this support is valid because it has tested it sometimes. Support is valid. So this is a valid support. Now, what you should do is that if Matic fails to break here and it goes to this support, it's going to bounce a little bit, Abby. You now come here and put your long position. Maybe you can put your stop loss. Put your stop loss below this. Put your stop loss below this low. Maybe your take profit to be in the nearest resistance. Your take profits can be here. Can you see? Now, sometimes I'll go to the group chat and you see this green and red color box. This means this is your entry. This first line is your entry. So you're not going to ask me. Sometimes I'll not be dropping the if I say long this coin, I'll not be doing it again. The next time I'll just drop the chart. You can find it by yourself, right? So this point is your entry. This first point is your entry. You can see the entry here. The one in this ash color is your entry. Can you see? Your stop loss is this red line. Your stop loss is this red point. This is your stop loss. And if you bring it to this chart, you can see this one in red is your stop loss. Can you see? This price in red is your stop loss. This price in red is your stop loss, right? Why this one is your take profit? This is your take profit. And if you go to the chart, you can see this is your take profit. One in green is your take profit. Can you see? So if I just bring out this chart like this and I give you like this, you know that, okay, this is my entry. My entry is at this point. My take profit is at this point, and my stop loss is at this point. So I don't need to say stop loss 0.0. You will find it by yourself on the chart, right? So you can see on this line here, The one in red is your stop loss. The one in gray is your entry. The one in green is your take profit. So when you see this kind of analysis, this green and red, sorry, when you see this green and red box, you know that okay, oh, this is where you say I should enter. This is where you put our stop loss and our take profit, right? Oops. So I hope you guys understand the resistance now. Let's go to the next one. Next one is moving average support. I'm coming. You don't know. Okay, so the next one is moving average support and resistance. I have a video on understanding trading view. Ola, I have a video understanding. If you don't understand trading view, I have a video on the Telegram channel. Although I'll do a new one, a fresh video, understanding trading view. Abi. So let's continue. So the next type of support and resistance is moving average. Let's go here. I told you if you want to add a moving average, you come to your indicators on this menu. You come here, just search for moving average. So when you search for moving average, EMA means moving average exponential or exponential moving average, while MA means moving average. And what it means is the average price of a particular coin at that period of time, right? Now, I'm on the 1 hour time frame. I'm on the 1 hour time frame. Bob, I don't have a specific time frame. I use all time frame to analyze. I told you guys, use all time frame, right? So I'm on the 1 hour time frame. When you add your EMA, you see it on this area here. Your EMA will show here. So when your EMA show here, click these settings. When you click the settings, a setting will come like this. You now see 200. This is the EMA. So example, if you want to see the EMA of 50 period or 20 period, you can put it here. Now I put 200 period. Go on to the moving average of 200 period. The period is the time frame you selected. Since I'm on the 1 hour time frame, this 200 will be the EMA of 200 hour moving average, right? So this EMA is the 200 period of hourly. So every this blue line comes about the average price of 200 candlestick. You know it's hourly, so each candlestick represents 1 hour. So since I selected 200 EMA, it will now average the closing price of 200 candlesticks. That's why I brought about this line. So the average price that is going, the average price, right? So this moving average can act as resistance and support. As you can see here on this chart now, the price came here, went up, came here, acted as support, went up. It touched this moving average. The moving average acted as support. When it broke down from the moving average, it acted as resistance. You can see it came here, touched its resistance. If you go here again, resistance, you can see it's now acting as resistance. If you go to the 4 hour again, it is going to also act as resistance and support. Even though it's not accurate, it's still close, right? So if you go to the 4 hour time frame, we see that it's acting as support. It came here, it bounced off of this moving average, turned as support. When it broke down, it touched this moving average, it fell again. So this place is resistance. This is support here. This point acted as support. Why this point acted as resistance? On the same moving average. So you can use 20-day moving average, you can use 50-day moving average, 20-day exponential moving average, you can use it. So sometimes I'll not say, when I come to the group and say, okay, Matic has touched, it bounced off the 25-day moving average. That means 25-day moving average. Select your time frame daily. Because I said 25-day. Select your time frame to be daily. You now add 25-day moving average. So this one is 25-day, as you can see. I added 25-day here. 25. So if I say Matic has bounced off the 25-day moving exponential moving average. So when you hear me say that, you just come here, put your time frame to daily because I said 25-day. If I say 25 hour, you now change it to hourly. Since I said 25-day moving average, you now come here, put daily. Then you now add your 25-day moving average. You now see its support and resistance. Right. Okay. Before the Zoom class ends, let me just take some questions. Let me take some questions. Ask your questions on the group. I say on the group. Ask your questions on the chat session. On the group. Please ask your questions. After we're done with this class, you guys will analyze these coins. Analyze Touchchain Rune. Analyze Solana. Analyze AVAX. Analyze LTC and analyze Link. Analyze Rune, Sol, AVAX, Link, and LTC. Draw your support and resistance lines, trend line and horizontal line, and send it to me. That's your assignment. Analyze the following. So ask a question. No? It's not hard. Support and resistance is not hard. If you still don't understand, that means you did not watch that video I sent. You did not watch that video I sent on the group. I know why I usually send those videos because I know when I start explaining, these things are technical. You will not understand if you don't have any briefing of it, right? How do you know when to use trend line? It's not that you don't know when to use trend line. Just draw it to see. Because before you start analyzing any chart, it's a must. You must draw support and resistance. So it's a must for you to draw support and resistance in the form of, if the support and resistance is trend line support, you draw trend line. If it's horizontal support, you draw horizontal support. So that's how you if you watch the video I sent and read those PDF, this class is like practical class just to brief you. This is not intro. I've sent this video since 3 days ago to watch before I started this class. So go back and watch that video. Your assignment is to draw the support and resistance for these 5 coins. Trend line supports, moving average supports, what again? Trend line, horizontal, and moving average supports. Yeah. You can analyze with your phone. It's not much more use PC, but because of the PC has bigger screen, to be able to analyze. That's why. How to generate TP and stop loss. Normally, I told you that, okay, this, let me draw my trend line again. Okay, so once you give me that coin, let's use. Drop another coin that we can use to explain. Okay, that box, just come here to this place. Look for long position. You know, I told you long, when you're longing a coin is long, you're opening a long position. So come here to predictions and measurement tools. Look for long position. When you click long position, you now come here. When you just tap the screen to bring out that box. So you can now adjust your stop loss, adjust your take profits, and adjust your entry. So that's how I got it. Okay, give me that coin to analyze. Tezos XTZ. Let's Tezos. Okay. Nice, nice, wonderful. This chart is looking sexy. Wow. So from here I can already see clear resistance and support. Very, very clear. Very, very clear. So come here. This is the first obvious one I saw at this area. Draw it. Bam. Tested it. Now I told you that support and resistance is not a line. It is an area. So even though it does not touch it, this place is still valid. We have two. Let me just put it from here to here. These are valid words. Valid resistance and support. We have come here again. We have our support. Valid. What again? We have our trend line. We have our trend line. Let me delete all this one first. We have our trend line at this point. We have our trend line at this point because it came here, bounced off, bounced off, bounced off, bounced off, then it broke down. This is our trend line support. Then we have our support over here. I mean resistance. This area is our resistance. This area is our resistance. So I told you that it's not a must put line. You can put a rectangle box there. This area is our resistance. Can you see? This is our trend line resistance support, and this is our horizontal resistance. So the price came here, rejected, come to this support, bounced off to resistance, rejected, came here. Can you see? Very, very easy to analyze. There's no any stress. Very, very simple. Can you see? Came here, bounced here, came here, bounced here, came here, bounced here, came here, bounced here, broke down. Can you see? Then I form here again, broke down. Can you see? Very easy. This point now is resistance for this area. So can you see? Very, very easy to analyze. There's nothing hard there. This meeting will end in 5 minutes. So ask your questions again before I end this class. Do the assignment too. I'll post it on the group again. I'll post it again. So ask your questions. Yes, Olamide said, what about EMA? Yes, what happened to the EMA? Just come to the indicators over here and search for moving average exponential. You see it there. Just click it to add it. When you click it to add it, it will show at this. It's going to show at this menu here. You see it here. Then when you now add it, it will now show a line on your screen. So when you show a line on your screen, you now click the settings of that EMA to change the period. You can use 20 day, 200 day, anywhere you want, right? To add it. So that's basically it. It acts as support and resistance. We call this one dynamic support and resistance. Dynamic. How do we know how far to drag down our stop loss? You put your stop loss below, just few pips below its support. So assuming you are longing, give just an example. Assuming you are longing from here now. Now I told you we long at the support, sell at the resistance. So let's draw our support here first. These are support. The price came here, bounced off, came here, bounced off, came here, bounced off. So assuming you are longing from here now, you now put your long position. Okay, I want to long this corner at this point. And you take profit to beat the nearest resistance, Abi. Can you see this is resistance here? You can put it here. Your stop loss should be below the support a little bit. Below the support, just few pips below the support. So you can see this is the support, just few pips below the support, because sometimes the price can still go up here and come to this support again before going up. Come here few times before touching your final TP. Do you get? So your stop loss can be below the support a little. Don't go and draw your stop loss to go and go down to the end of the chart too. Just a little. Can you see? So that's how you do it. 3 minutes left. Ask your question. How do we know the next candle to be formed? We don't know the next candle to be formed. You don't predict, you only react, right? You only react. When you see an engulfing candle, you turn bullish, right? For example, now, assuming I can't back forward this stuff now. Can't back forward it. No, in our next class, we'll do more practical on that. In our next class. NFT means non-fungible tokens. They are used in, have you watched this film, Ready Player One? Who has watched Ready Player One here? Your questions are too much. Who has watched Ready Player One here? You saw that Ready Player One, that guy, you only go to a game, and when he's in that game, he's trying to win an award like that. So those awards that if he won that award in that Ready Player One, those awards that he won there, they are not real, Abi, but they represent that okay, Passiva won his award in the game. Those things are called NFT. Like if you are playing Call of Duty, you are buying guns. All those guns you are buying, they're not real guns, but you own them, right? You own those things. So those things they're virtual. Those are called NFT. So some NFT tokens like AXX. AXX is a game. You can use it for NFT. Engine 2 for game. Alice is for building houses on the blockchain. So anything that is virtual, those things are called NFT. NFT. Now, I'll create a class for NFT basically. But that doesn't mean that you should not be depending on me. Read about things too. Ask me questions. Do your research. Ask me questions so I can be answering them on this Zoom. This thing. I'll open that CSS group so you can ask your question. Okay, so I'm going to end this Zoom session now. Please do your assignment too. I'll collect assignment on Monday. How do we know coins on TA? How do you know coins to TA on? You can basically TA on any coin you want. Just like if you see my watch list now, I have many coins I'm watching. I have many coins. Look at them, they're very, very many. So I'm watching all these coins every day. I did TA for all of them. So that when you reach the price I want, I can buy or sell or do anything I want to do. If I see any fundamental news about the coin, maybe like now I told you that Binance is creating NFT platform this June. So when I saw that news on Binance, I have to go and look for all the coins that are related to NFT to analyze. I went to Alice to analyze because it's NFT related. I went to AXS to analyze because it's NFT related. So like that. You asked all the twice and I skip it. How did I skip the question? Hey, which question is that too? Okay, I'll be ending this Zoom meeting is going to end in the next 50 seconds. So I'm going to end this Zoom meeting now. We'll continue this thing. Tomorrow is even Sunday, safe. We'll continue our. There's no record though. If you like, don't listen. If you like, listen, no recording for you. We'll continue in the CSS group. Okay. So good night. Thanks for your time. Go to church tomorrow. Go and prepare for church. Oh. Thank you. Good night.